And a lot of young Japanese today don't want to work that hard to become anime artists. It's just too much work, they don't get paid enough, so they go into video game production, they go into web design, they go into all these new careers and say, well, forget this animation stuff because it's just too much work, it's too hard. In fact, there's a term for them in the industry, they're called the kamikaze animators. And the explanation is they come in, they work their butts off for 6 months, and then they burn out, and they're gone. They just don't come back on Monday. And so the industry itself is actually struggling now to fill the ranks with young Japanese artists who are willing to stick with it. And Michael Arias, Anthony's partner there, has talked to me a lot about this, about how, he looks around the room and he says everyone is 40 or over in the anime industry in Japan, which is a serious problem. Would that be a point at which we could?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think Roland's book's really interesting and well worth reading if you're interested in anime, Japan, culture in general. I think it provides a context for the stuff that we all are looking at and interested in without sort of playing like the expert or trying to present a theory. And so he gets inside something that we tend to only see from the outside. The chapter or the section that's on Tech on Kincrete is really does explore that dynamic, which is really, it is a problem within the industry that companies are having a hard time attracting young people to work that hard, and I don't know if it's a general malaise or whatever. I mean, I'm sure that there are many explanations for it. But there are the guys that have been there and worked their butts off for years and years who suddenly find themselves over 40 and still working at it are, they do end up getting paid better or able to create art and sell that art somewhere else. And many of them do succeed on some level, but the burnout factor is high. And I mean, as a writer of a screenplay that ended up getting translated into Japanese and then made into an animated film there, I obviously have a sort of outsider's viewpoint on what occurred during the making of this film, but I did get to know intimately the people who are making the film, and they're just, the level of artistry there is so high. I've worked in Hollywood as well, and worked on animated films as well as live action, and I'm just blown away by how incredible these people are and how committed they are. I mean, they're maybe some of the younger people complain about the hours. Most people are obsessed with what they're doing and interested in, and that all comes from the material itself. I mean, this project specifically, as Roland mentioned, is based on a manga that, at least amongst a certain generation and a certain deeper fan, is very highly regarded. The manga creator is, even in Tokyo and beyond, in Japan, is known as sort of an underground artist. I wouldn't be surprised if those of you who are big manga fans had not even heard of him. But he is worth seeking out, and I'm just going to make a plug for Tech on Kincrete was recently re-released as a manga all-in-one edition, and it's really one of the best things that I've ever seen in a re-release in years, and it was beautifully done by Diz, so I would highly recommend you look for that.
Yeah, that's an excellent point, which is that obviously there are anime and manga that just cross so many different boundaries, right? In Japan especially, you can walk into a shop in Tokyo, and especially in Akihabara, which is the sort of center of pop and electronics culture in Tokyo, and you can find manga on anything. You can find manga for chefs, manga for music lovers. There's actually a manga right now in which the main character is a bacterium. What's it called? Somebody. Yeah. Sorry? That's right, Tales of Agriculture, also an anime. Yeah, excellent, man. Thank you. Yeah, so I mean, you really can't